Rudy, Vice Chair of the New York State Bridge Authority, annual board meeting, for May 15th, 2025. I'm gonna ask, the roll, and Gilbert,
Here.
Alex Berardi,
Present.
Michael O'Brien,
Present.
John McDonald,
Present.
and myself, I am present. And I'd like to move to the next item, on the agenda is the, election of chair. Oh, I'm sorry. Open the meeting. Do I have a motion to open the annual meeting of May 15th?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now we'll move to the business of, nominating, to elect our chairperson. I'd like to nominate Joe McDonald. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
I abstain.
Do you want to disparage your opponents?
Well, I guess, welcome back and.
Good morning, everybody. Vice Chair is Maria Bruni. Do I have a motion to elect Maria Bruni?
So moved.
Thank you, Michael. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Lanny. All in favor? Signify by saying aye. Aye.
Abstain.
Okay, thank you. Maria is elected as our Vice Chair. Next up, the Secretary to the Board of Trustees. Do I have a motion to nominate Jennifer Russo?
So moved.
Thank you, Maria. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Michael. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, congratulations, Jennifer. You're going to continue as our secretary. Next up is our general counsel, Kevin Aaronholz. Do I have a motion to nominate Kevin?
So moved.
Thank you, Lanny. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Michael. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations, Kevin. Next up is our treasurer, Brian Bushek. Do I have a motion to nominate Brian?
So moved.
Thank you, Alex. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Michael. All in favor? Aye. Congratulations, Brian. There you go. Next, we have a resolution for the committee appointment. And the Public Authorities Law requires not less than 3 board members to constitute the authority's finance committee. Be it resolved that Michael O'Brien, Joan McDonald, and Maria Bruni are appointed to the finance committee. Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the resolution making the appointments to the finance committee? Thank you, Alex. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Lanny. Do all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is approved. Next up is our governance committee. We have to have not less than 3 members to our governance committee. Be it resolved that Joan McDonald, myself, Maria Bruni, and Alex Berardi are appointed to the governance committees. Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the members of the governance committee?
So moved.
Thank you, Michael. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Lanny. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The resolution is approved and adopted. And last up is the audit committee. Again, 3 members. We have a resolution appointing Alex Berardi, Maria Bruni, and Lanny Gilbert to the audit committee. Do I have a motion to appoint and approve those 3 members?
So.
Thank you, Maria. Michael, we'll take yours as a second.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, next up is the calendar for the 2026 meetings. You have it before you, setting out the dates for the calendar for the rest of this calendar year and the rest of the year going through May 21st, 2026. Can't believe we're talking about 2026, but here we are already. Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the calendar?
So moved.
Thank you, Alex. Do I have a second? Michael?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. The calendar for the following year is approved and adopted. Do we have any other new business for our annual meeting? Okay. With that, do I have a motion to adjourn the annual meeting?
So moved.
Thank you, Alex. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Michael. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The annual meeting is hereby concluded. Thank you, everybody. Now we will go into the regular board meeting agenda. Since we had a quorum, do we have to take another vote? Newly elected general counsel? Just to make sure, yep. All right, we'll do a attendance for a quorum. Maria Bruni,
Here.
Alex Berardi, Lanny Gilbert,
Here.
Michael O'Brien,
Here.
and I am here. We have a quorum. Do I have a motion to open our regularly scheduled Thursday, May 15th, 2025 meeting?
moved.
Thank you, Alex. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Lanny. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. First item on the agenda is public comments. Chris has received one email correspondence that was noted as public comment, so I've asked him to read it into the record. He will then email the comments to all the board members. Chris?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is from Travis Yeager of Kingston, New York. Travis writes, I'm writing as a resident of Kingston and a frequent user of Hudson Valley Bridges to voice my concern over the proposed installation of climb deterrent fencing and physical barriers on your bridges as a means of suicide prevention. While the desire to prevent tragedy is unquestionably important, I strongly believe this approach is short-sighted. These bridges offer some of the last unobstructed and freely accessible scenic vistas in southern New York. Erecting barriers would not only diminish their cultural and aesthetic value, but also send a message that we are solving complex human struggles with steel and wire rather than empathy and care. I urge the authority to instead advocate for redirection of those funds toward expanding mental health services in our region, including mobile response units, crisis centers, and school-based programs. Physical barriers may block access, but they do not heal suffering. Real change begins with access to mental health care before someone reaches a point of crisis. Thank you for your time and consideration. Please preserve the dignity of our bridges and focus resources on healing people, not hiding them.
Thank you, Chris.
Question, do we have any insight into Mr. Yeager's role or job?
I do not.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Are there any other public comments, Chris?
None today.
Okay, great. Next up, Community Appreciation Employee Recognition Award. We have one extremely important award today. John, come on up. In honor of Public Service Recognition Week, we, the board members and the executive team, the New York State Bridge Authority, and I'm sure all of your fellow employees here at NYSBA, want to recognize our longest serving public servant, John Brooks, who has worked for NYSBA for over 58 years. Thank you, Brooksy, for your unwavering commitment to the authority, your tireless efforts, the wonderful stories you share, and your cheery disposition. If not for your hard work and integrity for all these decades, we wouldn't be where we are today. Thank you. Come on up.
Come on.
Yep.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
been,
Good.
yeah, we've been together 66 years and we just were married 65 in January.
Oh.
My time to speak. And Manoska said I could bring a few stories, so not too much. And if it wasn't for a backbone of her, I'd be where I wouldn't be here where I am, because she brought my family up. I worked a lot of hours over 3 shifts, and she would take care of the kids and everything. But, just want to start with, my family. My dad started here in 1957. My brother worked at the Bear Mountain Bridge from 64 to 68. I came on in 66 and still here. I retired in 97. My son worked summer help, intern in 78, 79. And then my granddaughters, two of them, Casey worked summer help, then she worked here in the office for about 5, 6 years. And my other granddaughter worked at the Catskill Bridge for 4 summers. So there's been a Brooks here on the Bridge Authority for probably over 90 years total. So
When you add them
when
all
I,
up,
when
yep.
they, 9 years ago, they had my 50th one. And somebody, the engineer, got up and said, this should be named the Brooks Authority. Because there's so many,
Yeah.
but when I came on board, my dad said, I worked upstate in Gloversville area, and then I worked in a supermarket out of high school for 10 years, 12 years actually, and they shipped me all around Gloversville, Oneonta, Schenectady. And my dad said, well, why don't you take the test and come down, to try to get on the Bridge Authority. So I did, and so I'm still here, and I met my wife at my mom and dad's house in 1958. It's a long story, but we won't go into it. No, but a little itinerary, I started collecting in 66. 1970, we went one-way toll. So I'm trying to think, Mr. Burns, he was executive director. He said, would you mind going on maintenance? And I said, I don't care as long as I get my toll collector's pay. So from 70 to 75, I worked on the maintenance. I plowed snow. I ran the dump trucks and whatever else. I was in charge of the summer interns for 5 years. And I won't go any further than that for a while, but I negotiated I was the shop steward for the Mid-Hudson Bridge. We had 5 shop stewards, and the president negotiated the contracts in those years right in this building, right here in this office. And so I was on the negotiating team 3 or 4 years. Then in 78, I get a phone call from Mr. Fleming, my boss. He said, can you come in early? I was working the 3 to 11 shifts. So I came in, and we had the blizzard of 1978, 24 hours. The bridge was completely shut down. We could not move nothing. And we ran out of, there was just me and Tommy Verratti were working during the storm. I must have had 40 or 50 people in the office over there, but we ran out of everything. Nobody could go anywhere. And I called Erickson's, and they come over and towing, and he kept towing cars up the hill, trying to just get them out of the way. And the parking lot was filled with cars over there. So that was in 78, but our plows could not plow the snow around the turn to go north on 9 or go even south. We had to call in the DOT to come in with their big snow blower to clean the drifts. I'm telling you, I never seen drifts like that in my life. And a lot of it was because IBM didn't shut down early. They should have shut down, and you would have seen the other end of the bridge. The former guy plowing, he could plow to the end of the bridge over there, but that's where they couldn't go off the bridge. There's nowhere to put the snow. So I went over, and it looked like a junkyard over there. All the cars on the Poughkeepsie side. And I'll go back before. Okay, so after that, go back. When they did the urban renewal, I says, how come they're going off the bridge where they are? Why don't they go off the bridge and just go on Route 9 south and just go over Route 9 and go around instead of doing that stupid whatever they got over there? We've had accidents over there from day one. Okay, so anyway, I'll go back. Now in 1967, we come over here, and they put this used to be a horse farm. This whole area was a horse farm, Capolino's, and they had a mobile gas station right down there on Haviland Road. And next to it was the Blue Rock Tavern. That was one of the taverns I never got to get to. But this here is filled up with thousands of tons of rock, huge rock. Now, if you look out there, they're gonna make a pond. So anyway, out of it, this is in 1974. And I said to Frank Lombardi, I says, what are you gonna do there? He said, he broke the big things off his big backhoe or whatever they use. And it's all filled with rock. This is all rock here. I said, you filled it in. He says, I didn't know that. I said, well, I know you weren't working on it. So anyway, that's how this was, I actually, a horse farm. The three houses were up on the hill. The one is the only one left is where they have all our meetings and stuff up there. The next house was my dad. Okay, now we're going to my dad. My dad, don't ever have your father be your boss. My dad was my boss for 10 years and he lived in the house, the second house up. They tore that one down. That was the best. The garage is still up there, but the house was the best built house of the whole three of them, I thought. And they tore that down, but that's another story. But so one day I'm working 3 to 11 and I said, Dad, this is after I went back, probably in 75, no, had to be 76. I said, Dad, I can't get enough. The maintenance guys are all on the Poughkeepsie side. I says, there's a sheet of ice down here. I says, I'll bring the pickup truck up to you. You drive the pickup. I said, I'll go load up the pickup with the sand or salt, what I forgot. Sand, I think it's salt. And I says, I'll get in the back of the truck and we'll go down slowly and down the hill. So he's driving the truck slowly and I'm going like that with sand and salt. And so we can get the traffic to come up the hill. But that was, nobody was here. All the maintenance guys, they couldn't get across the bridge because nobody could get up the hill. That was another quick story. Okay. Then another story, I'm working 3 to 11, probably early 80s. I get a call. We got to jump. So I jumped in the truck, get down on the end of the bridge, and I get out of the truck and I says, oh my God. Now, this Chevy set, black lady, nice lady, real nice lady. She had a husband and 2 kids. Here she is. She's probably about 300 pounds. She had her one leg up over the rail and she's going to jump. I said, no, you're not going to jump there now because the railroad tracks are there, for crying out loud. You're not going to do that. And by then the cops come. I never saw her after that, but that's just another one of the stories. Another quick story. This was in 70.
Last story.
Last story. Okay. We're gonna get on with the board.
But anyway, I'm plowing snow. I go through the toll booth and I pull over to the right. All of a sudden, bang, what the heck? I get out. This guy plowed right in the back, took the sander. We had a sander, he spin around back in those days. He took that freaking sander off. Then the next guy, he gets out in the back seat, he gets out and he said, what happened? I said, I don't know. I'm plowing snow. He said, you cut in front of me. I says, I didn't cut in front of nobody. But that was okay. One other quick story. Back in 67, we'd come over, as you go down the turn for about 100, 200 feet, whatever, they had went to one lane, they had a curve. Well, back in those days, the bars closed at 1 o'clock in Dutchess County. So naturally, everybody come over here to drink till 4. And that we had probably an accident almost every night down there until they got that curve. They had a curve up. The curve was, it was something. But I could write a book. I should write a book on the stores.
Well, thank you
But
so much.
but that's what I don't want to. And I always said this is like family. The Bridge Authority, I always said that it's like family. So I love everybody here and thank you again for your award and I appreciate it. And I hope to make another year.
Oh, you will.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. I know this guy. Thank you. Kingston.
Yeah, nice to see you.
They say you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Back at you.
Yep, see you. Good luck on your retirement. I hope you retire. I mean, I've been retired 28 years. I'm still working here. See you guys. Where's my wife? Oh, she's right here. Follows me. Good enough. Yeah. See you later.
Okay. That's great. Next up is our meeting minutes of April 17th, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the meeting minutes of April 17th?
So moved.
Thank you, Michael. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Maria. Any questions or comments about those minutes, the board members? All right, I will call the vote. Maria Bruni,
Aye.
Alex Berardi.
Aye.
Um,
One, two.
I think you have to, were you here?
No, you're doing right, thank you, I need to
You
abstain.
abstained.
I did great on that.
Okay, oh, that's good. Lanny Gilbert,
Aye.
Michael O'Brien,
Aye.
and I vote in the affirmative. The meeting minutes are approved and adopted. Next up, Minoshka, your reports to the board.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Good morning, everyone. NYSBA is pleased to announce the hiring of our new Chief Information Officer, Mark Kliman, here with us. Mark is a seasoned IT leader with over 20 years of experience leveraging technology to support organizational goals across a wide range of companies, from small businesses to Fortune 100 corporations with up to 130,000 employees and 168 billion in revenue. He has led projects valued up to 70 million, and most recently, he served as Director of Enterprise Systems at Skidmore College. In addition to his, welcome, Mark.
Thank you.
In addition to his appointment, NYSBA is actively recruiting for several key roles, including the Manager of Design and Construction Contracts, Administrative Assistant, Laborers, Command Center Personnel, and Security Personnel. In terms of community, NYSBA observes the National Work Zone Awareness Week from Monday, April 21 through Friday, April 25th. We actually went in a work zone safety road show into all our different bridges, and we also developed related safety campaign materials. We were also included in the governor's press release highlighting the importance of this topic. As part of the work zone safety activities, Lauren Melendez, our Deputy Executive Director, represented NYSBA at the annual ceremony held at the Poland Workers Memorial at the State Fairgrounds in Syracuse. This year's observance was particularly moving as we honor the memory of two Thruway Authority employees who tragically lost their lives while working in a construction zone last year. We continue to urge our drivers to slow down and move over when approaching work zones. The safety of our workers and everyone on the road depends on it. In terms of our Bear Mountain Bridge redecking project, our next public outreach event, open house, will be this next Tuesday, May 21st at 6 p.m. at the Field Library in Peekskill.
That's Wednesday.
I was gonna say it's a Wednesday, to provide an opportunity for the community to learn about the project. See early concept design and chat with the project team. We are promoting this event on social media, via email to stakeholders and paid advertising with local media, both in English and Spanish. We encourage all members of the public to stay informed and engage through our social media channels, project website, and our email address. We are also working on preparing for the Stronger Together Hudson Valley Public Safety and Wellness Expo. So far, over 35 organizations have confirmed their participation at Sony Nupo. Exhibitors include law enforcement and first responders, state agencies, mental health organizations, and even a wild bird rescue group. Promotion to the event will begin later this month. In terms of our summer internship program, this is scheduled to start May 27. We have 17 interns confirmed, including 11 of them for maintenance and 6 in office roles across various departments. We're still accepting applications for maintenance positions at all of our bridges. These internships provide an excellent opportunity for participants to gain hands-on experience in real-world projects and engage with experts in the field of transportation. In addition, they have access to STEM and career-focused workshops throughout the summer, designed to introduce them to a range of career paths in the STEM field. In terms of awards and recognitions, our very own Sheena Fitzpatrick, our command center manager, was honored at the 20th Hudson Valley Top 40 Under 40 Movers and Shakers Award. This well-deserved recognition highlights her exceptional dedication to both her profession and the community. I was very honored to attend the award ceremony along with others on the NYSBA team who came in support of Sheena and this wonderful accomplishment. Another great service opportunity that came this month was Danielle Mas accepted the role of co-chair of Transcom Technology Committee, where she will be serving alongside Josh Glenn, the Chief Information Officer of NYSBA. In terms of command center, our command center poster application bridging mental wellness and crisis intervention to improve safety was selected for presentation at the May 13, 2025 conference at the administrators came to present, and the poster focused on mental wellness, suicide prevention, and crisis intervention, and how they are integrated into safety protocols. We also had a very successful tabletop exercise this month. We hosted a tabletop in collaboration with local partners to simulate and review our response to emergency events. These preparedness activities play a vital role in ensuring public safety by strengthening coordination, testing emergency plans, and identify areas for improvement. We're very grateful to our partners who joined us and contributed to this important. In terms of wildlife at NYSBA, the osprey nest located on the Bear Mountain Bridge Tower has grown significantly. A large public interest included a coverage in Popular Science, which featured Craig Gardner, our NYSBA manager of maintenance employee. There was an article about his role in designing the nest that we put in at the top of our towers, and we are monitoring the nest to see if there are any eggs. None have been confirmed, but we always see the falcon sitting in the nest. That is a good sign. So we are waiting and expecting. In terms of external meeting, we met yesterday with Senator Peter Hartman and Assembly Member Paula Kay to discuss suicide prevention efforts on NYSBA bridges. We continue to engage and remain committed to working closely with our community partners by fostering open dialogue and communication on important topics and concerns that we have and share. In terms of approved travel, Danielle Mas will be attending the UAS Detection Task Force meeting in Brooklyn on May 29. In terms of NYSBA strategic planning initiative, we continue to work in our strategic plan. This month, we will highlight innovation. In innovation, our initiative to meet all Executive Order 22 sustainability and decarbonization program plans, and we plan on converting 25% of our fleet by 2025. We continue our transition of our vehicle fleet to zero emission alternatives, most recently acquiring 2 electric pickup trucks to replace existing gas-powered vehicles. Another initiative is the corrosion of main cables in suspension bridges. We submitted a proposal to the U.S. Department of Transportation bill, formerly raised, grant application for dehumidification. We keep hoping to hear from them soon. The last initiative that we decided to work on was our participation with other state transportation agencies to highlight innovation successes, share best practices, and promote collaboration. So we continue to maintain collaborations with our agency partners, and highlights from this year shows the Stronger Together Hudson Valley Public Safety and Wellness Expo that will be taking place soon. We also conduct quarterly knowledge sharing meetings with the MTA, focusing on emergency technologies and collaborative problem solving. A recent outcome is the implementation of a regular satellite phone testing protocol. We also engage with other bridge owners across the state, including the Peace Bridge, the Thousand Island Bridge, and the Ogdensburg Bridge, to assess and learn from their weather system. And lastly, Milim Bijur, our manager of tolling, attended the IBTTA Tech Summit in March to gather insights on innovation in areas related to cybersecurity, asset management, tolling operations, and other topics. In terms of finance, we don't have any new contracts this month. In terms of traffic, April recorded a total of 5.4 million vehicle crossings. This is an increase of 1.25% as compared to 2024. The composition of this traffic consistent of 2.04 million valid Easy Pass tag reads. Just so you know, due to the ongoing New York customer service transition implementation, Easy Pass utilization data remains still unavailable, so we are looking at the data from our countries to indicate these traffic numbers for Easy Pass. In terms of the composition, the commercial traffic increased to 7.86, approximately 1% from last year, and our passenger vehicles was 92.14%. In terms of revenue, we collected 6.5 million in the month of March. 91% was Easy Pass, 3% tolls by mail. Tolls by mail, fines and fees were 6%, and overweight fees 1%. And in terms of activities, I don't have anything else to report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Questions from the board members?
You know, the
Michael?
number that I thought was very significant was the commercial traffic total has increased from 75,000 trucks for the first 4 months of last year to 97,000 trucks. That's an increase of like 30%.
Yeah.
And that's, when we discussed it, just calling this out, there've been a whole number of distribution centers that have opened up on both sides. And
That's
So-
it, yeah,
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 so
that's,
it's not even saying to change,
Yeah.
to change.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
good for us.
In some of the communications we received, there was some, it was part of an article, Michael, you may be able to refresh my recollection about the, that there was another locale where they had the barriers put in, but
Yes.
there was funding provided by the, well,
It was Maine.
it was Maine.
Penobscot Narrows Bridge.
Right, and it was in some of the communications we received. Was any of that discussed with Pete Harcum? I think I would suggest that we at least point him in that direction.
We can have that conversation.
Mhm.
That bridge in Maine is not tolled.
Okay,
So I think that's a major
Okay.
distinction.
okay.
So, yeah, but
I
yeah.
think it should be, you know.
One thing that I wanted to highlight, because it happened lately, was we want to thank Governor Hochul for our work, being included in the work zone enforcement program, as well as the oversight vehicle enforcement. So now we're gonna create committees to start understanding how to put these initiatives in place and the costs and everything associated with it. But we are extremely happy to have been included in that.
Yes, that's a good thing.
Thank you.
Other questions, comments?
The big update from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of good news.
Gets
Yeah,
longer
we
and
do.
longer.
Yeah.
Next up, we have nothing in administration, engineering and maintenance. Eric, jobs in progress.
For jobs in progress, normally we start with procurement, but we do not have any procurement
Right.
items this month for June. So I will do jobs in progress on the design side. First up is the Bear Mountain Bridge deck replacement. The engineering consultant, which is Thomas Esky, they are continuing to develop the details for the deck replacement project. They have actually submitted a preliminary design package for review, and that review is ongoing. Currently, the consultant is also finalizing the package to submit to SHPO for the historical impact of the various options that we're gonna put up. As part of the CCOR process, no other agency has requested to be lead or co-lead for the project. So NYSBA, as the project owners, we will act as the lead agency. And we are actually currently preparing to finalize the negative declaration project impact in terms of secret. There's really no environmental
Right.
impact, so we're getting ready to make that declaration, and that involves putting up some postings on our website, so.
To that end, have we had any discussions with Riverkeeper and or Scenic Hudson?
Not directly,
I think it would be a good idea, because what we don't want to do is submit a neg deck to DEC and then have one of the environmental groups raise issues that if we had met with them and walked them through the project, we would have avoided. So, you know, Riverkeeper and Scenic Hudson, I think, are the two that you need to meet with.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay, good.
As previously discussed, we have the open house schedule, May 2021, and the project team will be on hand to answer questions. And after that, we'll have another public meeting, but the next one scheduled will be virtual.
Right.
And then as we get inputs, we'll incorporate, whatever comments that we can as part of the project process. The next project in design is the Mid-Hudson East Approach Deck Rehabilitation. The consultant, which is Freeman Edison, generally called GPI, they have submitted the final design package. The project is actually out for bid, and we expect the bids to come in next week, May 20th. We continue to receive and respond to questions and inquiry from potential bidders. And we are anticipating the results of those bids, so we could kind of gauge any potential impact of escalations and any trends. So we're looking forward to see.
This will be important to see.
Where that piece comes in. In moving from design to construction, the only job that we have currently out is our standby contractor, Hudson Valley Bridge. They're continuing the steel repair at the Mid-Hudson Arch. The work is expected to be completed at the end of June. And we do anticipate, based on the review of the current balance, that we will need to negotiate with them a change order to kind of finish the work through. So we haven't gotten those final numbers yet, but we do anticipate a change order coming in, and we'll negotiate the best we can and then present that back. I think that ends the engineering report for this month.
Questions from the board members? I just want to, make a comment on the upcoming meeting with the public input session. In the last few years, more construction projects in the transportation world have had these interactive meetings where it's not just the general public standing up and voicing their concerns about a project, either pro or against. So this is, I want to thank you for having that as part of the public input, because it's really the opportunity for the engineering team, for the Bridge Authority, to talk through in greater detail with people who come to these meetings, some of the specifics. So I think that was a great piece to have as part of the public involvement process.
And as part of that process, we will have display boards.
Yeah, people can go up and they can ask questions. It really is a very productive way of doing the public involvement. So thank you for doing that.
Is it gonna be like an overall presentation like there was at the first one, or is it just gonna be purely?
No, we'll put the boards up
The boards
and they'll just ask questions.
So the way, the subject matter experts are there, and then the general public can go up and ask questions and respond. And
Okay.
it's not for it's a little bit different format, but You know, and this,
We've made the board real simple.
Yeah,
And they're not
yeah,
engineers.
yeah.
To understand.
Like a science fair.
it is kind of like a science fair. That is correct. It's kind of like a science fair. It's probably been used more broadly in the last 5 or 8 years for projects, because it used to be, all right, the law requires us to have a public input session and we'll just sit there and listen. And these interactive sessions are much more productive. That's good. Good. All right. Thank you, Eric. Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the Jobs in Progress monthly report?
So moved.
Thank you, Lanny. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Alex. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi,
Aye.
Lanny Gilbert,
Aye.
Michael O'Brien,
Aye.
and I vote in the affirmative. The report is approved and adopted. We have nothing for human resources. Next up, IT, Fran. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. How did I miss you?
We are market
I'm sorry, finance. Right.
That's how we-
Okay, so first up is the monthly investment report. There are 11 investments, most of them actually routine. Those investments are reflected in the investment inventory. We're sitting at $124.4 million available for capital program investments, or repairs, rehabilitation, reconstruction. The investment portfolio stayed static at 4.25%. We made $562,000 in the month of March, 2025. So pretty straightforward.
Questions, comments?
Great job.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the monthly investment report?
So moved.
Thank you, Michael. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Lanny. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi,
Aye.
Lanny Gilbert,
Aye.
Michael O'Brien,
Aye.
and I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. Next up, the engagement letter.
Okay, as a follow-on to some of the issues we had with the 2024 audit reporting period, we incurred some additional costs with the independent accountant services contract as it relates to splitting up the two reports. The report that we normally would do as one, as well as some issues with timing that they had to go and engage directly with the EEO, as a result of which they had asked for an additional 20 hours work. Initially, they had asked for 150 per hour. We were able to negotiate down to 100 per hour, and we think it's reasonable. They were extremely responsive and helpful during a period that we kind of went down a path that we hadn't gone down before.
Questions, comments from the board? Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the resolution?
So moved.
Thanks, Michael. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Lanny. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi,
Aye.
Lanny Gilbert,
Aye.
Michael O'Brien,
Aye.
and I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. Now we go to IT. All right, Fran?
All right, the first thing I have for you is the Microsoft licensing renewal. To ensure compliance and continued functionality, it is necessary to license the Microsoft operating systems and software programs installed on the authority-owned computers. This program offers, we participate in the New York State OGS contract with that, and this program offers benefits including price protection, predictable budget, and flexibility in the software licensing. It's a great program. At this time, we recommend approval of our annual renewal in the amount of $49,294.48. This agreement is administered through the OGS contract by Dell, who is the only and sole authorized reseller of these services. And this cost is in our department's operating budget.
Questions, comments? Do I have a motion to approve and adopt?
So moved.
Thank you, Alex. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Michael. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi,
Aye.
Lanny Gilbert,
Aye.
Michael O'Brien,
Aye.
and I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. Next up,
Next one we have is our system-wide server replacement, another easy one. The IT department's capital improvement program includes funding for the authority's servers replacement program. This year, we would like to replace 14 servers. Also, to support secondary functions. We did go out to the OGS contract and we received 8 responses. The lowest price quote in the amount of $115,674.29 was submitted by CompuLink, a New York State certified minority business enterprise. And this procurement is identified in our capital improvement program.
great. Questions, comments from the board? Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the resolution?
So moved.
Thank you, Alex. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Lanny. I'll call the vote. Alex Ferrari,
Aye.
Lanny Gilbert,
Aye.
Michael O'Brien,
I,
and I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. Next up, the weather station.
Yes, the last we have is our system-wide weather station. In 2011, the Board of Commissioners approved the purchase of the Visala Roads weather system be installed at the bridge. It is a standalone package. And with this memo, we are requesting to upgrade to their new subscription model and install additional sensors that would enhance the roadway monitoring and forecasting abilities, which is really awesome. This tool does help improve our safety by providing precise and real-time data and forecast for the winter maintenance program. It's very,
So do we do our own weather forecasting through this?
we do.
Nice.
It is nice. They'll get all of our data points and they have virtual data points from other areas that they utilize, and that helps with our
Great.
real-time forecasting
Yeah.
locally for us. So it'll really help the maintenance program.
Great. Great.
How accurate are we?
We'll let you know.
With this system too, we're expanding the forecast zone.
Mhm.
So rather than it just being local and we're bringing in staff based on the local forecast. Because we're using more data points now, our ability to forecast and manage staff will be better.
Great. Great.
So we did receive a 3-year quote from Visala, sole source for this service, at a total cost of $54,750, with yearly payments of $18,250 for the sensor and the service. So we are requesting approval for the $18,250 for 2025.
Any other questions, comments? Do I have a motion to approve and adopt?
so moved.
Thanks, Michael. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Lanny. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi,
Aye.
Lanny Gilbert,
Aye.
Michael O'Brien,
I,
and I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. We have no bridge operations. We have no command center items. Jeff, electronic tolling and audit.
Yeah, thank you. I think my first is the overpayment reimbursement.
Mhm.
So due to increased collection activity, New York electronic tolling, overpayment reimbursement amount has grown over time and is trending each month to be above the $15,000 threshold that executive director can approve. In general, these overpayments occur when customers pay more for what is owed with tolls or fees. They result in unapplied cash balances, which, when we follow established business rules in the back office, that permits the application of these funds to outstanding tolls for any New York agency. So we're seeking a resolution to avoid coming back to the board every single month when these are trending to be above the 15,000. And we'd like to raise the executive director's amount exclusively for the NAET overpayment to $30,000. And if we go any month we go above that amount, we come seeking approval of that.
Makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot.
Questions? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve and adopt?
So moved.
Thank you, Alex. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Lanny. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi,
Aye.
Lanny Gilbert,
Aye.
Michael O'Brien,
I,
and I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. Next up, the annual invoice.
Next up, the Easy Pass Hub annual invoice for 2025. You recall the Easy Pass Hub, or you may recall, is revising the IAG business rules for reciprocity, architecture, and processes, and will establish the Easy Pass group for national interoperability. And this year, the hub amount for 2025 is $41,720.
Questions, comments from the board? Do I have a motion to approve and adopt?
so moved.
Thanks, Michael. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Lanny. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi,
Aye.
Lanny Gilbert,
Aye.
Michael O'Brien,
I,
and I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. We have no media and public information other than the public comments we heard at the beginning. No presentations to the board this month. Any old business the board members would like to raise?
No.
Any new business? Okay, and we have no attorney-client privilege. Our next meeting is scheduled for June 12th. Do I have a motion to adjourn today's meeting?
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Today's meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy Memorial Day.